Okay, part 2 of Mike Wiebe being back on the blog. Peter Johansen blog. This is Peter Johansen, and again, this is Mike Wiebe right here. And we are talking about ER.
It's a Christmas ornament
Christmas
made
ornament.
by a very lonely woman somewhere.
And all I did was
very lonely Goran Viznik.
Goran Viznik.
Is that did I say it right?
I think that is.
I'm actually kind of surprised at some of my own knowledge.
I'm surprised. That's a pretty obscure reference. That's
Yeah.
if anybody doesn't know who Goran Viznik is, he plays. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but he plays Luka Kovac, a Croatian doctor that has been in 2 relationships with Abby, and currently on ER. He has just returned last week to find that Abby has cheated on him. But that's enough about that for now. We're in the middle of a quiz, and we've already wasted another minute. So, question number 2.
This is sort of just like this isn't really a quiz question. Does it bother you, or does it strike you as odd that George Clooney is a pediatrician?
No, but I do think that George Clooney on ER is his least likable character he's ever played. I don't know about anything pre-ER, but that's since the break, since he broke out on ER. Because he's an idiot. He's a horrible actor on that show. He does one thing. I think they even talked about this on The Family Guy or something like that. I can't remember which show they did. Some show talked about how he just like looks down and then he looks up again and then he's like, you know, Mark, I can't believe you let me down. And then he walks out.
He does do a lot of that head, a little bit of this edge.
Thanks, Carol. Even though he loves Carol, and I've talked about that on the blog too. Their long defunct love that's about 13 years old.
Yeah.
But there's a website about it.
Really? Is there
Mike Wiebe is not a fan of the blog.
No,
he's not,
said there's a website.
There is a website, Doug and Carol's Love. It's a link off my blog. You people are wasting this blog. Okay.
I was just going to talk about some fanfic I'm going to write about it.
I have some fan fiction, yeah. I do a lot of ER fan fiction. Mike and I are working on a script.
Doug and Mark / fan
yeah.
fiction.
It's some camping trips. But go on. Okay, so now, what's question 3?
Okay, I was going to ask why Eric LaSalle's a dick, but I don't know if that's a good question. It's kind of a given. He's just... I think
he's not only a young surgeon, he's a surgeon for one thing, and surgeons are notorious assholes in life because they're control freaks because they all think they're God because they can control life. But Eric LaSalle is a young black surgeon, and it comes at a time in the 90s when I think that affirmative action was a greater issue in the public eye than it is now. And in the early 90s, PCdom was way more in. Like, you should see ER. It is ridiculous. The issues they try to tackle,
yeah. I think you're going to turn some people off to this show.
If you haven't seen ER and you feel like tackling some hard issues, you should really watch ER, because they're going to confront lesbianism. They're going to confront HIV. They're going to confront HIV in the workplace. They're going to confront being a black doctor and being asked to sway your opinions just to suit the needs of another person that'll help you in your career, and being faced with the decision to keep your integrity or lie. So
in a helicopter.
Okay, this is the end of part 2. Intermission.